Talk normal. Do a vocal.
What? I don't know what you... I feel like my mic is a little low, yeah? Or no?
Put it exactly where you want, and then he'll adjust the level so that you're comfy.
I like this screwdriver keeping it together.
Check.
Okay, this is better.
Good?
Yeah.
I just moved it a little right because I'm going to turn sideways.
Good.
Good?
Cams are good. You guys good with everything? I'm going to just shut the door and get rolling.
Okay, great.
Yeah. We'll start. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
It is...
His feet are like twice the size of yours.
I know. He's bigger than me. Size 16?
18.
18, yeah.
18!
Yeah. Sorry I did that
Damn,
to you.
homie.
As a fellow tall, I apologize for doing that to you. The best joke about it is Gary Gilman's like, what are you doing, a project? They're always like, you're 6'6". How big are your feet? What are you doing, a project?
But like, kind of, I am.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah,
All right. We're rolling. Hey, we're rolling. That started the show, and it is
Good to be here.
good to be here. And shout out to my mom for these lovely gift mugs.
Thank you, Michelle.
Clink. Vodka. ASMR.
Exactly.
BDSM. We love all the letters.
Also, shout out to the construction worker I saw pour like 40 ounces of Modelo into his coffee cup this morning because you're the real hero. And yeah, if there's any sort of structural damage, the big construction site on the Upper West Side, you know what happened.
Well, you were like, what? Look at that construction worker. Look at what he's doing. He's
And then
leaning
you go like
against
this.
the
You
wall.
go,
Yeah,
like
because
in his face. I'm like, okay, I'm not trying to narc on the guy. He obviously had a tough night and he needs a little hair of the dog. And by a little, I mean 40 ounces
have you
of
worked
alcohol.
have you worked construction? Because I have.
No, I haven't worked construction, but I have been drunk, so I get it.
It's a brutal, sober job.
I mean, you don't get it.
All
You
you're
don't understand. He was trying to be. Although I will say, if you're trying to like not get caught putting alcohol in your coffee cup, like maybe don't do it like directly
In
like-
front of the Beresford.
Yeah, but also like presumably he took a car, the subway, a bus to get there. Like do that before you get to work.
He already did, and he's finished his first one.
I don't know about that, but we awkwardly made eye contact, and I think he was like, "Okay, she's cool."
He was like, "Don't tell the
But honestly,
principal."
you know, it is. I mean, it wasn't vodka.
No, it was cerveza.
It was Modelo's, and I feel like of all the things that are going wrong in the world, I gotta let him have that.
Can I move your phone behind your cup? All right, listen up. We're gonna flip the
That
script.
was the alarm.
Yeah, I actually love when you make those dinosaur baby noises. Do it again.
Sometimes I don't have words to express myself. It's called being a middle child.
If you acted the way you actually act in real life on this pod, people would be
Shocked. Concerned.
horrified, or delighted.
You're the only person that's ever been delighted by it, which is why you're now legally stuck with me.
Bird noises, alien noises, little weird. I don't even like. What do you call when you're with somebody and you do like almost like a little skits? Do you know what I mean? Like
I don't know.
everybody has
You
them.
were calling it something. I think they were called inside jokes.
No, but it's not just like it's like full on characters, worlds. Like
Yeah.
How we had a refrain at one point. We had like a sometimes you do, and then
Well, I come up with a lot of songs.
you know, set furniture is being changed when that's being
People
played.
talk about that like, oh, you come up with a lot of songs when you have kids, but I actually always did
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, you've been a hit maker. You're the
yeah.
Scott Storch of relationships.
And before you, I did it with Jane.
Yeah, I think that's somewhat normal.
Jane and I were once playing on her trampoline. We were probably like awkwardly too old to do that, like maybe 13, 14. And we wrote this really good song about like getting up and trying again because we were doing a trick on the trampoline. Again, we were probably in high school. Then like literally the next week, or like not the next week, like 3 or 4 months later, because like enough time had elapsed that we had like moved on from the song, and like Aaliyah came out with like the exact same song, and we were like,
You can pump us up and try again.
that's the song we wrote on the trampoline.
Do you think maybe Timbaland was in the bushes? Was like,
Yes, I do. I think
like-
it was bugged. I was like, there's no, this is like before smartphones. Remember?
Is there any chance that she heard the song, forgot it, and then
No, that's what I'm saying.
simul-wrote?
Like enough time had elapsed where I'm
Yeah.
like, it would have been, because if it was just a week later, we would have been like, oh, we obviously just like heard it and like remixed it in our heads.
Yeah.
But no, it was like a long enough time.
Well, there was a kid in my 6th grade class who was doing like parodies of Beatles songs, but changing the words to cheese.
Right.
And this got him a lot of attention.
Of course.
And he was acting like he was just singing these songs, like because he's so weird, because
Right.
being weird was in.
Right. No, I think you mean awkward.
Awkward came in later.
Awkward.
Back in the 90s, we just called it weird. Okay. And
Wait, how old were you?
I was in 6th grade.
Okay.
It was in 1995. Okay, I was
God, you're so
straight
old.
thugging. Maybe it was 94. But anyway,
Jesus. 94.
so then Alice comes home
you
and
couldn't
goes,
be in 6th grade in 1994.
yeah, it was 96. Because 8th grade was 98. I remember every year
But you,
by the
like,
Bulls championships.
You kept getting held back, so you get
no,
confused.
no. I kept getting pushed forward. Thank you. Talented and gifted.
How
So
many books did you read when you were little?
more, because they used to give us pizza. I've read like 4 books since being an adult.
I remember going to like the Scholastic Book Fair and being like, I'll take one of each, thank you.
Yeah, it was, a book fair was a big thing. But wait, let me get to the story.
What?
So then Alice comes home from 8th grade and she goes, "Oh my God, the funniest kid." She's talking like an absolute asshole back then.
She did?
No, she didn't at all. That's the joke. So she came back and she's like, "Oh my God, this kid is so funny, Matt, whatever," different kid, and was like, "Oh, he's singing all these Beatles songs. He's saying 'Under the Cheese' instead of 'Under the Sea.' He's saying 'We all live in a yellow piece of cheese.'" So I knew that 6th grade boy
Wow.
heard it in the hallway and
Wow.
swagger jacked him. Yeah.
Sucks.
I made a
Suck.
full-on diss rap song, fully produced, about my teammate as a sophomore in college, and it was a banger. That like it was they not like us.
The other thing that Jane and I used to do, talk about being awkward. Jane and I were like essentially fluent in Spanish, so Spanish class was like pretty boring for us because it was like learning these like basics, but we already knew it, and you know, like there were certain Spanish classes that weren't. It wasn't like advanced, right? Like
Yep.
I don't think we had AP Spanish.
No,
Anyway,
you didn't.
it was a mixed group. Okay, it was a mixed group. And so we spent Spanish class writing like songs, poems about people in the class. I think Jane might still have them. Like it's honestly worth trying to find them. But it would be like about specific people. And like then like we would every once in a while we would like give them the poem. And these are like random guys. We like maybe we're sophomores and these are like random seniors. Like my brother's friend Peter, and we were like, "Here you go, Peter." And he was like,
Winners.
"I don't want this." He was like, actually, he was really nice. He was like, "Thank you, girls." And we were like, we're basically the same age.
Well, a lot of the diss song about Strit was about his girlfriend, who we were also friends with, and was not only cool but very attractive. And
Right.
a lot of the disses were, one of the best lines was, because he had a bowl cut haircut. He had like a reverse mullet, which is what we call it, but like a bowl cut.
Right.
So he said, "Strit, you got a bowl cut in a few years. So-and-so will be an old slut." And that rang out in the locker room. People loved it. But there was a lot of
Offensive.
a lot of homophobia as well.
Well,
at the
right,
time.
of course. Have you seen the TikTok meme that's like people posting pictures of them from like middle school or high school, like looking like really awkward and bad and being like, "This is what I looked like when my favorite song was like my neck, my back." And it's literally like someone with like frizzy bangs and like pigtails and like like a brutal like, you know, sweatsuit, and they're like, and it's always like them with like braces, and they're like playing with Beanie Babies, and it's just like the song is playing. It's like my neck.
My back.
But it's like they do other songs, but it made me laugh really hard. And then the other one that I saw that I sent to you, speaking of like weird stuff I do as a parent, like the meme is basically like, "Oh, I'm like a really chill mom, like I'm really laid back," and then it's like I just have to put all the toys back in the exact places where they belong, but no one knows what those places are except
Wow.
me.
Good self-awareness. We applaud that, and we like that.
I have so much self-awareness. You're the one who has zero.
We love the self-awareness.
Can I ask you like a real honest question, like couples therapy?
Stop doing Trump. Yeah, you can.
I don't care about that. Why?
Uh-oh. This feels like it's going to hurt my feelings already.
It's not really.
All right.
Why, when there's a garbage pail, do you have to put your garbage next to it on the floor? Would you say?
I bet I make the shot because I'm like one of the best garbage pail shooters of all time. What I bet is that it's full. I make the shot and it ricochets out of the bottom.
Well, that doesn't even make any sense because our garbage can in the kitchen like is a drawer. So
Yeah.
that couldn't possibly be it. You have to open the drawer to put the garbage next to it. And then the one in the bathroom, I mean, you are it feels purposeful. It feels purposeful at this
No,
point.
well, I have a bad tooth.
Bad tooth.
Yeah, so I got to floss after
dead
every
tooth?
single meal. No, well,
Can you go to the dentist maybe?
I need to, but I'm scared of what they're going to find in there. Man,
Ew.
it's a
Treasure.
treasure hunt for cavities right now.
Do you feel like what's really annoying about teeth?
That they're bones outside your head.
Well, they are outside bones, but
Itchy nose.
that's disgusting. I feel like with teeth, you should be able to solve the problem by just taking the tooth out.
Yeah.
But that actually doesn't solve the problem. It like creates so many more. So the idea is like you need to take care of your teeth because you don't want to take them out because like that's worse.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's so annoying because it's like in most areas of my life, I'm like, oh, like that thing isn't working. Like get rid of it.
Yeah.
But like not teeth.
Well,
You're stuck with the teeth you got unless you get veneers. But then even veneers require new veneers.
I don't get why we have to have Henry brush his teeth, and they're like, "Well, you don't want
they're
him to get a
gonna fall
cavity."
out.
I'm like, "They're falling out anyway."
I know.
These are, who cares?
teeth.
I don't make him brush. I say eat
Did
candy
your
before bed.
did your mom keep your baby teeth?
No.
Do you find that very weird?
Yep.
I do too.
Ugh.
I remember going to my neighbors when I was little. So like I still had baby teeth. And we
Yeah.
were like digging through like her costume jewelry or something. Like this is a woman who had 3 boys, so like we would like go and do dress up with her and like whatever. She was really nice. And like there were these like little like plastic things and I was like, "What is this?" And she was like, "Oh, those are Dustin's teeth." And I was like,
Ugh.
even
Yeah.
at 7, I was like, "No."
Nasty.
I'm just curious if you were one of those.
No. I want to. Let's talk Southern charm, and then
Can I just say, as a general apology to the listeners, but also to
that
you?
whole teeth thing.
No, I liked
Everybody
it.
threw up in their car.
Why? So many people are going to write in and be like, I still have all my teeth. My mom wears a necklace of my teeth. I love my teeth. I love teeth. I'm a dentist.
Your mom's a dentist.
I know, she wishes. I also feel like dentists, it's like the kind of thing where you're like, no one likes going to the dentist.
Yeah.
And then you go and you feel like, oh, like I should get like an award. But really, it's like that costs $700.
Yeah, but you do get an award as a kid.
Yeah, you get like a gumball.
Yeah. So what was your point you were going to make before you interrupted yourself to talk about dentists again?
Oh, well, I have to call the dentist. But I was just going to say, because of how your winter schedule has been, this is the most behind on Bravo I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, me too.
And I don't feel good about it.
I feel somewhat good because it's almost like we have a lot of treats waiting for us when we do have time to watch.
Yeah, but I'm so behind the conversation. Like,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
it's really annoying because you go, well, I want to talk about this in real time. Also, like Paige and Craig breaking up, like,
Yeah, when she walked in the show, I was like, what?
because the tea there is that they broke up in November, but the show hadn't, like, it was like about to come out, and Craig was doing all this like press and whatever, and so the story goes, he was like, can I just like not tell everyone that we're broken up yet?
Right, until the show airs.
But also because he was like, I just don't want to deal with it. Like it had just happened.
Yeah, he's trying to sell his spatulas and whatnot.
But also I think he was sad. I think she was like, I don't want to do this. And he was like, I can't like talk about this like very recent emotional thing I just dealt with or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like, that's fine. Like we can, whatever.
Yeah.
So then there's like another weird added layer to like when you hear about certain stories about these people. Cause you're like I already find the timeline confusing because it's like Summer House is coming out.
We should have Joe Bradley on to hear more about
Yeah.
the combo.
Well, he's going to be in town next week.
We should get him. Am I around next week?
I don't know.
Let's get Joe Bradley.
Okay.
Let's try to get him. No, I've always thought that it's got to be weird to live your whole life and then be like, well, you do a really annoying habit when you take a drink. Yeah.
I don't do that. You do it.
No, I don't do that.
Oh my God,
this is
Noah.
this is a Larry David. I thought that's what you were referencing.
No,
when Susie does it.
Yeah. But you also do that.
No, I know you do.
You do.
People,
You do.
People posting pictures. You sounded like Cameron.
I
People
wish.
posting pictures. Boo, boo.
What were they posting?
I want to talk about the freaking show, you psychopath, and I want Donald Trump to introduce it.
No.
We love Shep. We love Shep. We love Elon.
You kind of lost it a little bit.
We don't like little JD. By the
Is
way,
his name JT or JD?
last night, I knew his name was JT, like Justin Thomas, and you go, oh, stupid idiot, it's JD, like dumbass.
Wait.
And then it comes on screen and it's
Wait.
really just JT.
Wait, do your impression of me again.
Ugh. That's you.
You want to know yours?
I've been waiting for a real impression of myself from
First
you
of
for
all,
years.
stand up straight. Push your shoulders back. No wonder your back hurts all the time. You're like this. You're like Quasimodo over there.
Yeah, because I have tight pecs, because I bench. Sorry, I'm jacked. What's up? What's up, people? Went to the one shot for that one. Now, let's talk about, we're only on episode 2, so sorry we're like a little bit behind.
We actually
or
started
episode
episode 3.
Yeah.
We
Too
are-
much JT in the damn show. Holy
Well,
shit, he
they're
sucks.
they're like queuing it up because you know he's already off the show.
I know that, but it's like, okay, so they're basically showing you, like, look how bad he was for the show, so they can kick him off. People already knew that.
I find the JT thing, obviously, like he was like shoved onto the show in the first place.
To
But-
create controversy.
Yeah, but what I think is funny about Austin and Craig's reaction to him is that it's so real. Like, we've all had someone in our lives, whether it's like periphery friend group or a coworker or something, where you go, oh my God, I can't I can't believe this person is a person. Like, how is this happening right now? And most people politely will just kind of be like, okay, whatever, especially like a coworker. You're like, you just move on, right? Like, you don't like need to address it really, like their weirdness.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like he's weird in like a goofy way. He literally like doesn't understand how human connection works.
Here's the thing.
But last night's episode that we watched, episode 2 or whatever,
Yeah.
it's so clear that the producer is like, why don't you say this? Why don't you say this? And you can see Austin and Craig like taking the bait because they like know that's what the show is. But
Yeah.
they're like Austin, whatever that scene was at the horse race, you can tell he's just like, why have we not fired this person yet? Like, get him out of my
Yeah.
face.
Well, here's the problem, right? Good reality TV is actually a couple likable people,
Yes.
a couple outrageous people, a couple like semi-outrageous, and then you need like a pot stir, shit stir, but it has to be like somewhat authentic. And the show did get to a point where it was just like Shep and Austin and Craig just hanging out. That's not a show. That's just 3 guys at a bar.
I feel like-
so they throw in the shit stirrer, but now he's too he's like bad at reality TV. Like the way that Johnny Bananas is legitimately good at reality TV, he is bad at it.
Well, I feel like Bravo is running into this problem because obviously people are like hyper aware of the cameras and like as they should be. Like,
but you can still be Bananas is aware and he still knows how to do it. He
Yeah,
says
but-
stuff that he actually thinks,
but you can't
but
compare.
elevates it.
So, but the problem with Bananas is that it is like
Bananas.
it is like inauthentic to a certain degree. He's doing it for the show. Yes, stop interrupting me. But what I was going to say to you is that
conversation works.
but you don't know how a conversation works. You can't
I
even
do.
sit up correctly.
You talk and then I talk. That's a back and forth.
but where does
People
where does the garbage go?
Sound off in the comments. Who's interrupting who? It'll be 50-50. That's you. You're like, garbage, garbage can. It's like, God.
Oh my God. Controversial hot take. Garbage goes in the garbage can.
Listen, you don't know the difference between garbage and trash. Shout out to your dad. Okay?
Shout out to my dad.
One of the all-time greatest comments. We're
So
like,
funny.
We don't. They're synonyms.
He's like, Alyssa, that's trash. I'm like, what? I don't know what that I will never. That's a mystery unsolved.
I think in his mind, garbage is like wet and trash is dry. I think that was
That's
like.
insane.
I think like garbage is like banana peels and stuff, but trash is like.
Refuse.
Yeah. Anyway.
So what I was gonna say to you is that you didn't watch this season of like Bravo keeps running into this problem because I agree that Bananas is a singular talent in the sense that he can like make people go crazy and also he's happy to be the villain, right? He's happy to go, yeah, like that is what happened. And he doubles down on whatever, even like exaggeration or whatever theory he's putting out there, which is one type of like reality villain. But on Real Housewives of New York, you know how New York like rebranded and has a whole new cast and everything? So this season, they had this woman on who was also part of the original rebrand, and she's compelling in the sense that she is like in constant storylines. But by the second season, it basically gets revealed that she's like, even off camera, she's like never really telling the whole truth to someone. So then the other women who are like obviously real people are like, this is actually like a very difficult person to have in your life, because you're like, what is happening here? And basically the end of the season, spoiler alert, it all blows up because she like, and this is awful, but she was sexually assaulted. But then she basically claims that she had told this other person about it, but like she didn't, and she's trying to make that person look bad by like bringing up assault without like,
Right.
It's really like
Outing it.
dark. It's really just like dark from top to bottom. But I feel like the producers were like, well, her personality is such that she kind of manipulates the situation, and that's good for reality TV. But then it goes too far down the path where people are like legitimately upset about a victim of a crime, and they're like, what? Like it almost is like Bravo doesn't know where that line is. So with JT, it's like too cartoony, and then on Real Housewives of New York, it went too dark. Like she's off the show. Like it's like people like.
Yes, you need the
Like
problem is
it was like people didn't know what to do with that feeling. You know what I mean? Like
I do know what you mean.
even audience members.
I do know what you mean. Now I'm in here now.
Maybe I should have a solo show.
Maybe you should drink during the show or something.
I am.
So here's how first conversations back and forth. We know that. Second of all, what Bananas learned, if you watch, because
Bananas.
It's me and Bananas. If I started rewatching during some illness
I thought you were
I
going to
had.
say Bananarama.
Shush. Stop talking. So in the early episodes, Bananas is a side character. And you see his morphing, because I rewatched some of the earlier episodes where, let's say he thinks so-and-so is annoying.
Right.
Early seasons, he would go, yeah, she's a little annoying. But then he learned, oh, here's how you do reality TV. She goes, does anybody else know that she's freaking annoying and Cora doesn't tell the whole truth? And you told me over there. He just elevates all of it. And JT is just like, it's so boring to hear him go, but they're both wearing polka dots. You're like, shut up. Those guys wanted him to go, shut the hell up. The Kane thing was contrived and stupid. Nobody in the world thinks he slept with Madison because they're like, look at you, look at Madison. Nobody wants to sleep with you.
Well, but to me, it just feels like he met with the producers. The producers gave him like 6 ideas to basically stir the pot. Instead of taking one and making it sort of like believable in some possible way, he decided to take all 6 and then like lay it out for Craig and Shep in this like very awkward, like not how you have a conversation with a human way. Whereas Bananas, like to be a good shit stirrer, like you have to sidle up to someone when it's like just the two of you, and then you like they're getting coffee in the office, whatever, and you go, did you hear that thing about Madison?
Yeah.
And I mean, it doesn't even have to be that cliche, but you basically put it in their head, and then you don't say the whole thing. You just put it in their head, and you like let it morph, because people's memories are so porous that they won't even know what exactly you said versus like what you implied.
Do you think JT called what's her face a bitch?
Yes.
Oh, really? I don't think so.
Oh, I think he said that he did.
Oh, all right. Well,
I think he did. But like to be fair, like I don't like really thinks I don't think he really thinks she's a bitch. I think he was like saying it, and then people were like, whoa, like what? And then he was like, oh, like I think he said it on the bus or something.
if they recorded me and you just calling people dumb bitches, we would be in big trouble.
Well, that's the nicest thing I could call you.
Not me.
No, no,
Thank you.
not you. I don't really call you names.
Thank you for doing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
I salute you and I appreciate you. Crazy.
But I do think like that was just like poor it's honestly even poor producing because you have to explain to someone, like, this is like if you want to get rumors into the mix, right?
With that crew, you just wait for the men to cheat on their girlfriends. It's gonna happen.
But I'm saying that's too boring for a show. So if you want to like actually make it happen, you have to teach someone. Like it's the same on all these shows, Bachelorette, whatever. Bachelorette. How do you say it?
Wow.
Bachelorette.
Wow.
Bachelorette.
That's not it.
Raclette.
Try again.
Have you ever had raclette?
What is it? Some sort of sliceable, delicious dessert?
No, it's cheese.
Yeah, I've had it.
Do you know what it is for real or no?
What's the thing that was like a folded, layered cake in the 90s and you would slice it? It was ice cream.
Tiramisu.
Breyer's loaf.
That's probably just a Breyer's loaf. I don't know what you're talking about. Not iconic.
So
A Yule log?
yeah, something like that. But it was like just for. I saw an old ad.
But it was
for
like crepes?
But I saw an old ad in the 90s where it's like a new thing. It was like you're gonna want to have the last slice.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
It
about.
looks banging.
Yeah, it was. It's ice cream cake. I just feel like that was like Southern Charm is obviously hanging on by a thread as it is because everyone is like 50.
Oh, we're supposed to do a reenactment.
Oh, of how they show up at parties.
Yeah,
I mean, they're doing like a dog birthday party. I'm like,
But
you're
they've already
grasping
done
at straws.
dog wedding. Anytime you bring a dog,
Oh, yeah, they did the dog
anything
wedding.
into a Bravo show, you know it's right at the end. But here's every episode. Okay, are we gonna be guys or girls?
What do you want to do?
We'll just scene. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Oh wow! Look at this guy. Wow, looking good. Wow. You're supposed to be seen with me.
Oh, is
And then
that,
you say it to me. Every show is just they show up and they go, "Oh, all right, but what's up, bud? Look at you wearing the white sweater." They comment on each other's outfits.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to get in and scene with me. Then you would go. Do you understand what we're doing? No. We're doing a scene. We're doing improv. I'm in the scene with you. Start acting. God damn it.
I kind of had a mini stroke.
Oh, my
and then
Lord.
I was like, wait, am I the girl in the scene?
You can be either one, but you're supposed to be a guy. Then we'll be girls.
Okay.
So be a guy right now. I already did mine.
And then I was like, am I a girl or a guy? And then I was like, does it even matter? And then I like,
You became trans?
I fell down the path of just like, they don't do anything. They just go, wow, look at this outfit. Oh, like,
Oh, you look so cute. Wow, we're
Yeah.
matching.
Yeah,
You look
yeah,
so
yeah,
cute.
yeah.
And then they drink a little bit, and then someone goes, I saw you with a girl. JT usually yelling something about, but like, they need like a new character or something. They're getting too freaking old too. But that's
Well-
why Southern Hospitality exists.
right. I mean, and that's what it is. Also, like the Southern hospitality ratings are like way up. And it's like, right, because it's hot people cheating on each other. And that's what we all signed up for.
That's the original.
Like Southern Charm, like the past couple episodes that we watched, they're like, yeah, like Shep's getting serious with this one and Austin's dating this girl. And then some of the other characters are like, oh, I heard Austin was like hooking up with someone else, whatever. But it doesn't have any stickiness because you go, we don't even know who this girl is in the first
Yeah.
place. And also he's not even, he's like, oh, like we're really happy. We've been dating 4 months or whatever he says. But I'm like, everyone knows, like, the amorphousness of like how a relationship comes together like is always awkward and weird. Like I would say that you and I started dating and like had that conversation pretty early on, but some people don't. Some people go, oh, like we're not gonna like say that we're not dating other people until you tell me.
Yeah, because people be trying to play people.
Right. So I'm saying like, and
But I couldn't take it a minute longer.
but do you think like Austin is trying to play people? Of course he is. So like, do you think he would have
Here's
dated?
Austin. He's like,
I want to shave my head.
you better, you know the deal. You know the deal if you shave your head.
Can I tell you something about Southern Charm legitimately?
Yeah, but I was supposed to remind you of something, which I'm trying to do now.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
I cannot believe how much time these people spend on hair and makeup.
They look good. What do you want from them? They're on television.
I know that, but I just don't even understand how they have like the time or the patience. No, seriously, like,
I know, but I don't care about any of that stuff.
but taking 3 hours to get ready for like a dog birthday party, like it just couldn't be me.
Well, they're
it couldn't be me.
on television. Well, we know
I
women.
know.
We know women like that in our friend group who.
No, I know, but I'm saying like,
We enjoy how they look. We enjoy the end product, but it does take a long time.
I just now, especially having kids, I just don't even understand how you find the time. Like, where is the time?
You make time for what's important to you.
Yeah,
and
you
the
do.
people in your lives. So what I was supposed to remind you of was when the guy goes, "Oh no, the new girl who's a model."
The new girl's model.
And she goes, "Well, last year I gained 45 pounds." And Chef just goes,
Why?
And she's also like really skinny still, and
She's very thin, and
she
she
goes,
has,
"Oh, I have a hormonal problem, and it
Right.
caused me to binge eat." And he
she's
was
like a thyroid issue.
he was this close to going gross.
Yeah. But I'm like, also ironic because he just spent a whole year like losing weight and like being on his like grind. So I was like, you know what it is. But it just reminded me, first of all, obviously Shep is a monster, but I'm like, why is such a funny question, like unintentionally. It's like, oh, like, well, you know, like we moved out of the city. Why?
Yeah.
And you're like, well, we have 2 kids. Like, why? You're
I've
like,
been having a tough time lately. Why?
why?
Don't
Yeah,
do that.
It's so funny.
Yuck.
I'm going to step out for lunch. Why?
Yeah.
It's like, you don't really want to know the answer, but you're just like reading them for no reason.
You wanted me to remind you too of what if
God was one of us?
What if God was? What if
What if
Shep was short?
Oh, right.
Is short Shep just JT?
Yes.
Kind of.
Not kind of, 1,000%.
All right. He's like, yeah, I did have sex with the whole room of people. Yeah, all right.
He doesn't really do like you're doing too Texas. You're going to Texas with that imitation.
Hey, man, I'm well
You're
educated.
doing like McConaughey.
Hey.
No, do more like, it's more like.
Why don't you do it?
I'm going to.
You're a comedian.
Stop it. I'll kill you. It's more like, oh, hey, y'all. Hey, Miss Patricia. It's me, JT. I just fell out of a cup.
That was you sound like Madison.
She's like, when I met and married Brett.
Say marriage.
Wait, hold on. Do not think that you can talk about me in my marriage. My marriage?
It's more like my marriage. Marriage.
It's my marriage?
Marriage.
My marriage?
Yeah. She's so hot, she can do whatever she wants.
But she does the, I mean, I can say this because I too am a millennial woman. She does that like Britney Spears thing where she's like, oh, I'm just having coffee. And you're like, why are you saying it like that? It's like, it's cool. It's sexy.
You're like, speak up.
She's like, hey, y'all, I'm just here with my husband, Brett, and he is sick, and God is good, y'all, but don't tell my son, even though this is being recorded. It's like, what are you doing? Stop talking about it on camera if you don't want your
son's
kid.
cute. And
He's so cute. Oh, my God.
My 2 thoughts in that scene where they're cooking pancakes. I'm like, oh, my God, first of all, the dad's very attractive. The son is so cute.
He's
They're
so
being a
cute.
nice marriage. And they pan over to Madison. And I'm like, and your mom's so hot, kid. In like 3 years when you're in high school, it's going to be a tough time for you.
Well, she's having a baby, so
But the boys in the classroom are like, your mom's so hot.
I think just you.
That's how boys work.
You're disgusting. Boys are so gross.
One time we did a whole basketball practice where everybody in the shooting lines was just talking about people's dads and what they look like. And the like mic drop was like, Dad, no, your dad looks like Sergeant Slaughter. And people were like, ah.
Wait, I forget. Have you watched Detroiters or no?
Now I got to rewatch.
Okay, so I'm in the middle of a rewatch, and I forgot about when they go to the dad's birthday party, because you know how Tim is married to Sam's sister, so they're all there.
Yeah.
And then at some point, Tim is talking to like this group of like little kids. They're like, I don't know, 9 or 10 or whatever. And they're telling the story. The boys are telling the story. They're like, yeah, I asked Santa for a huge hog. And Tim's like, what? And he's like, and he gave it to me. And then like at some point, the little boy like hits on Tim's wife. It's really funny.
Have you seen the NFL draft combine video? That's a real...
Yes. Unbelievable.
Like, what would you change about yourself? He's like, bigger dick, I guess.
Crazy.
You think they drafted him because they were like,
It's so funny.
he's like really honest or something? I don't know.
I don't know. But my other favorite video like that is when they're interviewing that basketball player and they're like, what are you going to miss most about
It's the best.
like high school or no, college, just
He goes,
college basketball?
Going out to dinner, which is true.
What? He can go out to dinner now.
Now with your 15 boys every night, all the time.
This is really
You've never been to a team dinner with 15 men, have you?
no, and nor would I like to.
All right. Should I tell the story about my hotel room?
Wait. So first
What?
of all, this is my imitation of you.
Yeah.
You come back from the world's stupidest trip, and you've now texted me 18 times about the bread pudding you
It
had.
was incredible.
Then you walk in the door and you're like, bread pudding.
Yep.
And then 6 hours later, when I come home from the office, you're like, bread pudding. I'm like, I don't. It's like people like watching the cooking channel and they're like, I wish you could smell how good this smells. I'm like, well, I can't.
Well,
Sandra.
They don't. Can I share for the audience?
No.
Okay.
So then you've now told me about the bread pudding like 45 times. I barely cared in the beginning when you
Yep.
texted me about it. Like telling me about a corporate dinner you had with a good dessert. It's just like not high on my list. And then you come home, you tell me about it 17 more times, and then you neglect to tell me this other part of the story, which is so completely unhinged. And I'm like, how? You've been like distracting me with bread pudding when this other absolutely wackadoo thing happened? It's crazy.
So
How did you not tell me at the time?
the whole bread pudding story was that I went to a corporate dinner and there were incredible bread pudding that tasted like a Cinnabon with Cinnabon with. I thought you said Cinnabon, which is why I changed.
I'm not a monster.
It tastes like a Cinnabon with ice cream on top.
Cut my hair off.
It was incredible. So I did mention it a lot, but I had like 3 or 4 of them. And before I get to the
3 or 4 bread puddings?
I had like 2.5, but the guy next to me who's skinny, who I'm friends with, so I'm not hating on him. He's very skinny. He's from Texas, and we had shrimp, wings, appetizers, bread, big old baked potato, steak. This guy ate all of that, grabbed a pork chop off somebody else's plate, ate that, ate 2 bread puddings, and then he's having drinks that are like these thick espresso martinis. He's having old fashions. So I am literally 100 pounds more than this guy, and I go, Jesus, Michael, what are you, getting the electric chair later tanight? And the table was like, clinking drinks, flipping over. It was my best corporate joke ever. So
Did
later,
you leave like Costanza?
when I did leave, I walked right into the Marriott bar, and there were people standing there, and I go, God, this guy, Michael's, he's killing his food. I go, what is this guy, getting the electric chair later tonight? And they flip out too. So I'm like on fire. But that's not even the story you think is good. I thought I had the hotel room for 2 nights.
Right.
Even though I was leaving on the red eye, I was like, I'll get to come back, shower, change, go to the airport. So they call me at the meeting and they're like, yo, you don't, like, where are you? Like, why didn't you check out? I'm like, I have the hotel room tonight. And they're like, no, you don't.
You're like, I'm dead in the shower.
And I'd been on, I'm bleeding.
Like, it's funny to me that they didn't like also call the police, but whatever.
Well, they were like, I'd been upgraded to a beautiful 1-bedroom suite.
No,
So-
you called it something funnier than that.
Water view, 1-bedroom suite.
Oh, I thought it was like a casita or something.
Well, also the water view is just like this like dreary little canal with these like sprinklers. It was like,
Yeah, you were in the desert.
So I was in
There's no
Phoenix.
water view.
There was water there. So,
There's no water in Phoenix. It's a desert.
oh, nobody understands that more than me. It's an arid climate. So I get back to the hotel. I go, well, I can't get there. I'm at a meeting. I'm like, just pack up my stuff. There's nothing valuable. There's like 2 computers. Like, I don't care. Because they're very worried, like, I'm going to be like, oh, somebody stole my watch. So
They're very worried about that?
yeah, so I just pack me up. It's not that hard.
Wait,
Like,
can I tell you a quick side?
No, I'm almost at the end. Stop. So when I get back to the Marriott, they haven't like put my shit into the bags. They just have it in like this bin, this rolly bin. They're like, here's your stuff. Like basically a dumpster. They're like, we poured all your crap in a dumpster. And I'm like,
Thanks.
like, that's how you treat a bonvoy? Copper level.
I was listening to this recap of like the 2nd episode ever of Law and Order SVU, and Ice-T has some line where he's like laptop. He's like, laptops are a pyramid scheme. It's such a funny thing. Like in the 90s or whatever to be like, laptops are a pyramid scheme. Like, what? Like, now it's just like the most common, everyone has a smartphone, like whatever. It's funny.
The millennial bit is hilarious about Ice-T.
Yeah.
Well, we're almost finished. Thank God. What else? Oh, you wanted to do a good conversation topic quiz.
Oh, this is a quiz. Okay, ready? Because so this was inspired by bread pudding. Because bread pudding is not a conversation topic. So, or I don't think it's a good one.
Okay.
Okay, so now...
I think it is.
Right. So now we're going to go back and forth.
Good conversation topics.
Right. Just come up with one. Okay, ready?
Yep.
And go.
The Galapagos.
Birds.
Birds is not a good one. The
Why?
Galapagos is. Do you want to go there? Do you scuba dive?
Have you met
How
a pigeon
old-
you like?
how old's a tortoise?
Do you know about pale male? Do you know about
Pigeons-
Flacco the owl? All good bird stories.
Pigeons is a good conversation topic, but birds are not.
I disagree.
All right, hit me with another one.
No, now it's your turn again. Mine was
Oh.
birds.
Okay.
Yours was Galapagos, which you've never been to.
Where would you like to go next? Open-ended, great conversation starter.
In life or on vacation?
Where'd you like to go next? On either one. See how good it is?
No, it's not good.
Someone's going to start going like, I think I may want to be, transition careers, become a therapist, work on my, quieting my mind. And you're like, oh, I just meant like vacation.
Okay, my good one is kids.
Got them? Don't got them.
You want them? Yeah, don't want them.
How many do you have? Although I am
many do
legitimately
you
a tell me about your kids guy now, which
I
I
know.
do have a masterful stand-up bit about.
All right, one more good conversation topic.
All right. Do you think we landed on the moon?
No, you're
You're so frustrated.
because the idea is just to come up with one thing, not a whole question. When you told me about bread pudding, you just kept saying the
topics.
words bread pudding.
Topics, right. Okay. The moon landing. I'm serious. It's
I know.
interesting. It's interesting.
Okay.
What about here? We just
I was
keep-
gonna say the floating trash island.
That's good. That's like the moon landing.
I am good at it. You're bad. You're bread pudding.
Alyssa, who do you think's a better conversationalist?
I'm the random bin of trash. You're bread pudding.
Alyssa,
who do you want to hear more about? Not
who
bread
do you,
pudding.
honestly, put your hand on the table of truth. Who do you think's a better conversationalist, me or you?
Me.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Noah?
What?
First of all, your head's too big to be good at conversation.
I can't even get it in
You
the
can't even.
conversation.
You're floating around like a friggin' Macy's Day Parade. You're like, I have something to say, and then you like blow away because no one held onto your strings.
I have so many
You're
conversations.
like bread pudding.
I had 3 plates stacked that were clinking each other because I was on my third bread
That is
pudding.
so embarrassing.
And I had to make the busboy get it out of there because I couldn't stop eating. It was so good. Fantastic. What a topic. Oh, also, we did corporate fun facts right away at this meeting. And, I have a very long bit about it. But what my problem with corporate fun facts is that I can do the thing that like the room can't handle.
Right.
Like, if you go, I actually do stand up in New York, the room is literally like murmur.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, what I did was we live on the same block as the fictional Jerry Seinfeld apartment, but
And also the real Jerry
Seinfeld,
Seinfeld.
which
Yeah.
we see walking around. But then I could tell the reaction was like, fucking douche. But then someone else's was like, I met Walter Payton once.
Who's Walter Payton?
Right. It's like a football player from the 80s. Like he's a Hall of Fame player, but like, who cares?
Is that who Peyton Manning is named after?
Yeah. But then somebody else said
If we
something.
have a third kid, can we name it Walter? Because I really like that name.
Sure.
Okay.
Care. Walt Claude Savage.
No, Walter. Has to go by Walter or Wally. I'd take a Wally.
Wally Zerbiak Savage.
That's fine.
We can do Wally of Zerbiak. Literally, if it was Wally Zerbiak Savage, it would
Yeah.
be the funniest thing we've ever done.
People would be like, what?
How do you spell Zerbiak? We're like, we don't know. We don't know.
He doesn't even know.
Nobody knows. Miami of Ohio. Shout out the Redbirds.
Shout out.
Also, Ben Roethlisberger went there.
Wow, another great guy.
Wait, what were we talking about before Walter? Oh yeah, corporate fun fact.
Yes.
So I was happy that
Walter Payton.
I was happy that the bit lived on.
Right.
But then somebody said something like, I used to run track in high school and college, and I'm a record holder in the state, and
that's cool.
And people were like, okay, they didn't take it as like a douche bragging about himself. So I wanted to go back and be like,
I'm a douche.
excuse me, I'm a douche. Over here. No, but I want to go. I played basketball at Princeton and dunk on their asses.
I don't really like when the fun fact is open-ended. I prefer it to be something like really specific, but it's hard. Like a good one for me is like, what's your go-to cereal?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because it's different for a lot of people, and there's enough variety to choose from that like it could be actually different. And you'll have like your Cheerios and whatever, but it's like sometimes people are like, oh, actually I like love Cocoa Puffs, and you're like, that's insane.
Yeah.
But like it needs, or like what's your, I don't know, like
favorite position?
No, because people are going to pick the same three. It can't be like it has to.
Well,
be
you're at
something...
a corporate meeting. You're not talking about sexual positions.
Well, that's their problem.
Yeah.
Maybe you work at a sex toy
What
company.
is this? The Kama Sutra? Yeah, then you end up in Nantucket. The guy did very well.
Yeah, he did well.
He did very well. I understand you make consumer goods.
But I prefer something that's like, or like, what was the last vacation you took? Like, where'd you go? Because I'm like, when you do the open-ended fun fact, people inevitably go, well, I have 8 toes on 1 foot. And you're like, ew, I don't ever want to know that. Like, why do I know that now? I can never not know it.
Yeah.
Or they do something like, I have 3 kids. And you're like, again, like I've learned nothing about you.
Well, one guy was like, I have a motorcycle and I try to ride 200 miles every weekend. And in my mind, I was just like,
Get a bike.
I know. I was like, ugh.
Stop like burning gas for no reason. The planet's on fire.
Just cruising. He rides by the fires. He's like, suckers.
That sucks.
I know. That's like, you hear some fun facts and you just, ugh.
That's like, what if my fun fact was like, I go home on the weekend and I just overfill my bathtub until it ruins like my downstairs neighbor's apartment. People would be like, what?
Yeah.
You're like, why are you like actively, like, I understand going on an occasional motorcycle ride might be fun for a certain kind of person, but I'm like, 200 miles?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Where's he going? In circles?
Oh, no. And then this is like not funny. So then it keeps going. And one guy, and we're doing fun facts, right? Lighthearted fun facts. And he's like, last year my daughter was diagnosed, my 6-year-old daughter was diagnosed with cancer. And I'm like, whoa, fun. And luckily he was like, and she's been cancer free for a year. And everybody like applauded and was like semi-crying. I was like, keep it light, buddy. Like, even though it was a good ending, I was like, calm down, be like, I once went hang gliding. Like, okay. Right?
But that's what I'm saying. You could just be like,
yeah, it's too open-ended.
What's the last trip you took, or like, whatever. Like, pick something like that where it's like pretty innocuous, because I'm like, people don't like. I understand that guy like wanting to share because it probably was his whole life for the past 2 years, and like I mean, it's horrible, and I feel for him. But I'm like, now people don't know how to react, and like, it's like so uncomfortable, because then the next person has to go and be like, I once made a half-court shot at my high school. It's like, it's just
it's
so...
also all I thought about for the next hour of the meeting, how awful that is.
Of course.
I hate
it's
sick, like
it's
kids
awful.
getting sick or hurt. I can't even, I'm a big sci-fi guy.
You are?
Big sci-fi guy.
Big sci-fi guy?
Big sci-fi guy. And I can't even watch like a dumb movie about aliens and stuff. There's some schmutz here. If there's any
anything disgusting anywhere, Noah has to touch it.
Throw it. Oh, want to hear my disgusting moment?
Like how you bring children on the subway and you're like, don't touch that, don't lick that, whatever. That's like me to Noah. He's like running his hands down every disgusting window, every like doorknob. He's like, let me touch it. Let me.
I have a really good one. So when I was doing the Princeton game, it was a doubleheader, and this woman analyst stood up and she popped a cough drop in her mouth, and then it fell out of her mouth, and I just went and picked it up and handed it to her, and her friend was right there, and she was like, I've known her 25 years, and I would never do that. I was like,
ooh, I gotta chill. I gotta chill.
Oh, I thought you want to pop it back in. 5-second rule.
Disgusting.
And they were like, ugh, and I go, that's how you get your immune system strong. I almost put it in my mouth. I was like, oh, thanks.
So my friend at work was telling me that one thing that he likes to watch on the internet, like
porn.
No, dead serious,
what?
Is like obviously there's like a subgenre of like every type of thing. Mm-hmm. And he like threatened to send me one, and I was like, I will actually like report you to HR. It's videos of people throwing up.
What? Mm-hmm. He's sick. I can't believe he told you that.
Well, because he throws up easily. Like he was telling me that there's been multiple times with his daughter that he's like had to leave the room to actually throw up, like changing her diaper.
Yeah.
And like also if she throws up, he throws up. You know, it's like. But then I'm like, why are you like seeking it out on the internet?
It's really weird. It's messed up.
Yeah, I know. I can't imagine putting on a video knowing the person is going to hurl. I can't even talk about it anymore, honestly. But I do watch. I'm not that bad.
I watch earwax clearings now. That's my new TikTok.
That's not good.
It's great. It is awesome.
But with the candle, that one?
Well, they do that, or they it's a real ear doctor who like floods it with water.
Oh,
and then they're like, all right, it's a little thing coming out, a huge chunk comes out, and they're like, oh, I can hear now. All right, well, with that uplifting story.
Can I just say, shout out to my sister who did get water shot into her ear and something fell out. And if she listens to this and gets to this part, which she never
without
will.
her friend telling her, because her friend is I think Trish started listening.
Oh, hi, Trish. Don't tell Sam, but if she on her own gets to this part and texts me the word earwax,
she'll get $20 Venmo to her.
I think 40.
Okay.
$40.
All right. It is good to be here.
It's good to be here.
But I gotta go.
Gotta go. I love you. Don't do it.
Wow, what a show. Good show. And we got to leave the mugs here.
Okay.
So if I printed out this picture and just hung it on these things behind us, how would you like that as a set?
I don't think that's gonna work.